What if tomorrow the internet shuts down in your region or a central server goes offline? Would your access to information vanish? Today, a new browser claims to solve this, Freedom Browser, built to access decentralized web protocols like Swarm, IPFS, and ENS natively. But is it really a war-proof Chrome killer or a specialized tool for early adopters? This video covers only verified facts from official documentation and public repositories, zero speculation, zero personal opinion. We analyze what Freedom Browser actually is, what it can do today, and what remains on the roadmap, strictly based on released technical details, no added fiction, no dramatic, unverified claims. Freedom Browser is not an official Ethereum Foundation project. It is a community-driven initiative developed publicly on GitHub. Its core purpose? Make decentralized content accessible without relying on centralized gateways. The philosophy is simple. When you browse decentralized content, you become an active participant in the network, not just a consumer. The browser can run local Swarm and IPFS nodes, meaning content delivery doesn't require third-party infrastructure. Terms like warproof stem from decentralized networks' inherent design. If one node fails, content can be fetched from others. Official documentation avoids dramatic claims like Chrome killer. Freedom Browser is currently in preview release, version 0.6.0, shared publicly in early 2026. It is read-only. You can browse decentralized content but cannot publish or upload yet. Supported protocols include Swarm, BZ000, IPFS, IPFS000, INPFS000, Radicle, RAD000, macOS Linux only, and ENS domains, .eth, .box. Built on Electron, it rewrites decentralized URLs to local gateways automatically. Swarm B runs in ultralight DHT mode. IPFS uses low bandwidth config. ENS resolution works but isn't fully trustless without a full Ethereum node, a noted temporary limitation per official docs. The browser uses context isolation, disables node integration, and limits IPC API access to internal Freedom pages only. Local nodes run on device. No external services are required for core functionality. Publishing, wallet integration, and cryptographic identity features are planned for future releases but not available today. The codebase is not yet fully open source. An audit and cleanup phase is pending before broader release. Window support for Radicle remains experimental due to upstream binary constraints. These are documented limitations, not hidden drawbacks, ensuring transparency for early adopters evaluating the tool. Official documentation states clearly, Freedom is intentionally minimal. It does not aim to replace your everyday browser or reinvent the web. Its focus is narrow by design, making decentralized content usable without compromise. Unlike Brave or Chrome, which support traditional HTTP, HTTPS alongside Web3 features, Freedom avoids centralized gateways entirely. It is a specialized tool for decentralized protocols, not a general-purpose browser. Browser wars historically focused on market share. Decentralized browsers prioritize infrastructure resilience and user-controlled access, not competition with mainstream options or dramatic replacement claim. Potential impact areas include censorship resistance, content isn't stored in one location, resilience during infrastructure disruptions, peer-to-peer networks can maintain availability, developer utility, native environment for testing decentralized apps, and future user ownership, planned wallet and identity integration. However, the browser remains in preview, designed for early adopters and Web3 enthusiasts, not mainstream users seeking everyday browsing, streaming, or productivity. Adoption requires technical comfort and acceptance of current limitations like read-only mode and incomplete platform support across operating systems.